Hey, hey. All right. I have worked almost 6 hours just on the Cowgirl Team Challenge. I had to email all of the teams that are already signed up to see if I could double check what they have for electric sites. And then I emailed them with what I've assigned them so far. And then we are out of electric sites. I have 3 teams that I've got to email tonight to be like, hey, I am out of electric sites. And then they could do primitive. But man, I am finding now that people have not filled in forms to go to the All Around Cowgirl Challenge. And so you can't just, it's got to be done a formal way, because then it gives me contact information. It gives me who all's on the team. There's all sorts of things that have to be signed off on. So some people, they just didn't, I've got to go through and find all those random things. Like some people try to call, text, send me personal messages on Facebook, and then so I've got to go back. Some people replied on different posts. I don't know. It's just like crazy everywhere. So I got to go through those. But our All Around Cowgirl Team Challenge is now officially full, and unless people start dropping off. And I'm out of electric sites. I'm going to contact 3 more teams tonight to see if they want to do primitive. And but other than that, holy smokes, I could not believe the amount of people that wanted to do our All Around Cowgirl Team Challenge. So I had initially spoken to a magazine, and they had talked about maybe sending out a camera crew for that event, which would be totally cool. I have not talked to that magazine in 2 months. I've got to get, well, actually it's February, so 3 months. So I've got to get back in touch with them to see if they are wanting to televise our All Around Cowgirl Team Challenge. So how cool is that? But anyways, the 3 teams that I've got to contact tonight, and then the event, I will just have to mark it off as full. Unless I have some people that want to be, if other teams say no. But I'll contact Sarah Fields, Melissa Martinez, and a Becky Siegel. And then the event that's people that turned in forms. So everybody else, you're gonna have to help me out with I have too many things coming towards me at one time, with all of our clinics and our Chicks in the Sticks and our homesteading events. So people have got to fill out the stuff, because, man, I don't know if you can see this. These are the forms that people have filled out. It's got so much information in here for me, and it's like the only way I can function, because if I start letting people, text me on my personal phone and text the business phone and then send a message to my personal Facebook page and all this, if I start allowing input from all those different things, it drives me cuckoo. Okay, I can't keep up with it. This right here is the only way that I can keep up with things, is with, everybody filling out forms and stuff. And anyways, I am pumped. It is 8:47. I ate dinner at 4:45. So I'm going to contact these 3 groups, and then I'm going to have to shut that event down and put an email out that says, thank you, thank you, thank you, but we are full. And then hopefully these teams don't start dropping off. But some of the teams, I had to send them payment links tonight. And if they don't pay it, then I will have openings, and I will make sure and post that. So, wow. The All Around Cowgirl Team Challenge, I used to do those. We hosted them for forever, and they were so well received. And then I started having people say, next time, I'll do it next time. Oh, that's really cool. Well, then I end up with a few events not full. Well, then I'm like, man, I needed to light a fire so they don't, they have a sense of urgency, because it hurts those events whenever they're not full. So I meant to just take it away for a year, just so people would see that it could go away. And then I started hosting our Country Tough Trail Versatility, and that right there took off like wildfire. And every year I kept on being like, oh, I want to bring back that all around. I want to bring back that all around, because it was so much fun. I just, we have to be a business and we have to have things full. And anyways, and then all of a sudden 7 years passed, and this year will be the 8th year. So I'm excited about bringing this back, and the prizes, I'm going to try to go over the top and just make everything as amazing as I can. I've got my head judge coming. My husband's going to make a lot of custom wooden things for the prizes. I've already ordered the buckles. I'm going to have really cool ribbons. And then personally, if you don't know me, I'm Brandy Von Holten. My husband and I own the ranch. I've become a social media influencer. Well, I've got this lady that specializes in getting brand deals for social media influencers. And she says that there's people getting brand deals, which means like paid to use products and all this stuff, okay? All this behind the scenes craziness that we live in. And anyways, I am about to hire that lady to help me, and maybe I can get some really cool brand deals for my all around. I'm hoping that next year, whenever I say, hey, here's our all around, that people don't drag their feet and ho-hum around or message me on my personal messenger and then do this and then do that, instead of like trying to get their stuff in correctly so we can keep organization. So anyways, I'm about to email these people, and so if you're Sarah Fields, Melissa Martinez, or Becky Siegel, you'll be the last ones that I email tonight, and then I'm going to go in. It's been a long night. I have a podcast called Country Tough with Brandy Von Holten, and I had to get these 3 podcasts edited and put up. So those 3 podcasts, one was a guy that wrote a book about dopamine and understanding about always wanting more instead of being happy with what you have. That book has sold over 1 million copies, and it's been translated in over 25 languages, and he's the longest standing professor at Georgetown University. And it was random how he and I met. So I put his podcast up today on Country Tough with Brandy Von Holten. Then I scheduled the next 2. One was a guy that I met on a bus. My husband and I were getting ready to go to Mexico, and this dude was on the bus. Turns out he's the current heavyweight national champion in like men's heavyweight boxing. He has the same title that Mike Tyson had before. Well, that man struggled with addiction and did some prison time, and he's come out and found the Lord, and he's helping all sorts of people. Anyways, he's from Kansas. I did a podcast interview with him. That thing's coming out on February 24th. Maybe the 17th. I don't remember. Then the other one is a homesteader, and her freaking homesteading expo has gotten so large that she's had to do it on the state fairgrounds, and she's a forager. Anyways, I did a podcast interview with her. She's with the Midmo Homestead Expo, and they picked me up to be a presenter about social media marketing. So that's what I had to do today, and then contact all of these teams. Hello, Melissa Martinez. You're one of the people I've got to contact. I'm going to email you tonight. I am out of electric sites, but I have room for your team if you want to still come without electric. So anyways, you're one of the people I've got to email. All right. That's what the heck I did today. And then my husband, he is cleaning out brush for the neighbors who's trying to put up some new fence. So we have completely different lives. So anyways, that's what the heck I'm doing. I I have people that sign up for coaching classes, and I had a lady sign up today. She's going to come and spend 2 days with me in February, and she's got a really neat property in Arkansas, and wanting to be where people can book it for like a whole week and just be in nature. So I don't know. I'm going to help her as much as I can. And then I met another lady tonight, and she's going to come to my Country Tough Trail Versatility, my rule book explanation. That's on February 21st, and maybe host our competitions. It's been one hell of a day. I'll tell you that. It's been one hell of a day. So, all right. Y'all have a wonderful night. Somebody's trying to call in, and I will see y'all another time, and I'll get those teams emailed. But our All Around Cowgirl Challenge is now officially full, and these teams I'm going to email, they can come as long as they're okay without having electric. So, all right. I'll see y'all later.